They can be very rigid. It gives you the rigidity to the personality. Some people, if they don't have an outline or a plan, they can't even function. Remember, I was with one of my cousins. I'm not going to tell you which one. You would probably guess. And we went somewhere, and we had to speak, and she's like, "Where's your outline?" And I said, "Well, here it is." And I had a little napkin. And it was a circle and 5 circles around it. So I'm going to talk about this, then this, then this. But if we go over here, I'm going to jump on this side and go this way. And she had this 3-page outline of every single point and sub-point and transition. And I was like, "That's your outline?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I can't get up and talk without that, right?" And I said, "Wow." You know, it would like overwhelm me, but it was 3 pages. It was like a 20-minute talk, but she had this 3-page thing. It was deep. And she's like that. It's boom, 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 right? So this person is very, very, it gives you the sense of being structured. What part of your life requires a lot of structure? One part is the ability to think temporally or in terms of time, right? So a deficiency of this is like sense of time is not too strong. Too much is like everything is like down to the second. You know, the person can't do anything spontaneously, right? Some people aren't like that. You'd be like, "Well, let's go to the movies. You feel like going to the movies?" You're like, "Well, I didn't plan to do that." Like, "What do you have to do?" "Well, nothing, but I didn't plan to do that tonight."
That's right. Oh.
Like, we have the whole night.
That's true.
And wouldn't we want to see this movie? Like, "No, I don't plan my day like that," right? And not saying that's bad, but they can't break from the structure at all. Other people, they have no structure. They're just flowing. It's like, "Well, let's do this, and let's do this. Well, maybe we can do this." "Well, didn't we say we were going to do this though?" "But I know, let's do this." Right? So there's not a structure in their life.
A lot of the workforce gears you toward that type of thinking. If you weren't circular, if you were circular, they make you linear.
And what happens if I don't have some sense of structure? I will suffer in certain kinds of corporate jobs. Could you be in the military, brother, without a sense of structure? Not at all. You would fail. You might have all the great intangibles in the world, but you would have a hard time. I had one of my friends, he was working for a corporate company, and he's a creative person. He's an artist. I used to feel like the brother was having an anxiety attack. He would call me, you know, when your boys start calling you like every day, because guys don't do that much. He's like, "Hey man, I just want to give you a call and just see what's going on." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, Bray?" He said, "I don't know, I just feel like I need to talk to you for a second." He's hit the job on his lunch break, and he's like, because everything was deadline driven every single second. Wow. Right? You also see this with musical artists when they get to their second album, what they call a sophomore jinx, right? Because the first album, I took as long as I wanted. So I've been making demos, I've been coming up with all my good stuff, and I throw it out. Second album, like we want an album by December 13th, this time, this. And people who are creative, they're like, "I can't function that way." You know? So the part of the energy, what does this mean? We have a continuum, right? The part of the energy that makes you very relaxed, that allows thoughts to flow freely and images to form vividly, is over here. The part of you that makes you very, very able to operate in terms of not time, this is planning, this is scheduling. See that? There's 2 different things. You think of a planner as a good planner. Some people are poor planners but good schedulers. I mean, they have everything done, but they have no clear picture of where they're going. So they're on time, but they don't have any vision in their life. Other people are very, very good with vision, but they don't hit it for 5 or 10 years. Something that could have been done in a year. They're like, "Well, I thought you said you were going to do this and go to school." They're like, I'm going. You know, and there's no, but they're at the, over here doing this because they don't have a schedule. They don't put time into that. Some people are very good schedulers. They operate in a very structured way. You'll find that people who are really strong here, they always know what time it is. Like my father's like this. He always knows exactly what time it is. If you're late, he will not go. Right? He's like, "We're late, I'm not going." My grandfather's like that. If we're late, he will not go. He will not go. If we are running late, I remember the worst berating I ever got from my grandfather is when one time I had to be at the bus in 40 minutes. And I left my Walkman up at the park because I wanted to go see my friends. I did it on purpose too, which I think God was trying to get me. So let me give you a little spank for doing that. I was trying to be sneaky, really. And I was like, "Pap, I left my Walkman up at the park. Can I go get it? I want to go say bye to all my friends before I left." He said, "What?" And he turned around and he talked about everything I had ever done in my life. That that's why. And I was crying. I was in the back crying. I almost didn't speak when I got out of the car. I was crying. I got out. I was about 12. Because he thought we were going to be late. And it's like, that's like the worst to him. If you're going to be late, I'm not going. He gets everywhere 15 minutes early, all the time. If it starts at 11, he'll be sitting there ready to go at 10:45. If he starts at 10, we're ready to leave the house at 9 o'clock. Even if it's right up the street. Like, are you ready? Come on, we got to be leaving. You know what time it is, right? Gets up every day at 5. Structure. You know? Structure. This person is kind of free flowing. This person is... So do we need some structure in our lives? Do we need to be able to flow? Right? So the key is what? Balance. Now this doesn't automatically give you balance, by the way. So let me make that clear. Another person, this person has a better than normal ability to function in a balanced way. So this person has a good ability to do what's called reasoning. Someone who has a strong earth or a spleen system and stomach is a good thinker in terms of reasoning. They can take a lot of different factors and relate those to one another. You'll see that in people who are really good in a discussion. Like there's a discussion going on and they'll be able to use everybody's points and bring them together. Some people say stuff that doesn't make sense and they don't know they're not making sense. And so rather than judge them and say, oh, this person doesn't make sense, you know that their spleen is probably not functioning well. You can slide them some herbs under the bag. Say, here, take this. No, but I mean, this is what gets you from judging people. We judge each other. By what? Our virtues. So if you're strong here, you think everybody's a nitwit. See that? If you're strong here, you're like, oh, y'all just aren't creative. You're not just visionaries. If you're here, it's like, oh, you all are just weak because you don't have a sense of structure or time, or you can't cut things off, or what have you. Or you all here, just, you have no motivation. Come on, they tell you, come on. You can't get going if your energy's low. If I tell you all day, come on, get motivated, that's not going to motivate you, except for maybe 15 seconds while I'm yelling at you. Like, okay. And then it just, because there's no intrinsic force to move. There's no intrinsic force that enables you to concentrate on anything. So you hurt your kids by like, yeah, are you just lazy? And they're like, oh, I'm just lazy. Oh, I'm lazy. You're just such an underachiever. Whatever. Huh? Which this person is actually the personality of your overachiever, by the way, just so you know that. They succeed through their ability to be structured, without necessarily having the innate abilities at given things. They're very structured, which is a very important skill. That's why sometimes this kind of person will surpass so many others. So the lung system is actually the chief system. When you go through this hierarchically, this is the one at the top. It enables you to impose yourself on your behavior and control. This is the basis of that control, is the lung, right? If you go to the original Qi Gong book, which is, it's not over here, but it has a cover like this. It talks about that. The hierarchy is kidney and lung is the top. That's the fruit of the tree. The root is the kidney, the fruit is the lung. So the goal is to live a structured life. Right? But you have to have other things structured about what? To structure to be structured. But the goal is to live by law, we'll see. To live by laws. The key of the beginning and end of education really is, when you think about it, is discipline. Is the ability to impose discipline coming in and to be able to be a self-regulating being coming out. Where you're able to live without the force of environmental compulsion. Right? That's what we're trying to get to. So I want to show you, because sometimes we'll think, well, this isn't that important, or this is more important. They're all important. They're all important. And over here, this person is a good reasoner. So someone who thinks a lot may tend to do what?
Kind of see things more holistically.
Yes, they can do that. But let's say if they think too much, what can they also do?
Worry.
They can worry. Yes, sir. They're a worrier. Some people don't worry too much. They really don't. I have a friend, someone in my family, and they always like, I'm just worried about this and that. And someone else in my same family, like, what are you worried about? They can't imagine worrying. Like, why are you worried? And they have the same set of circumstances they're dealing with within that family. And the other person's like, oh, and they're just thinking. And the other person's like, What are you worried about? And they can't fathom to worry. So this person may be in their mind thinking, this person has a little bit of a weakness over here because they're worried. This person's over here thinking this person has a little weakness over here because they're not caring about anything. Right?
They think they're insensitive.
Yeah, exactly. And we judge people by what we're strong at. You know, what we're strong at. And so, or what we think we're strong at. And you find you're not as strong as you thought you were sometimes, because our standard is other human beings. So you think you're smart if you're around people, you know, and that's not real. That's why you don't compare yourself to other people.
That's right.
Ever, ever, ever. When you do that, you will be free, because there's no one you can really compare yourself to, because everybody's road is different. Everybody has virtues. You know, our teacher said, you know, when you see people on the street, do you think they want to be on the street? You know, you look down upon these people like there's a person on the street. You know, but that person could be one of the most gifted musicians on earth. They could be actually a higher moral person than you. But they just had a lack of this energy. And they just couldn't be on time for work. Right? And so, so you look down on people, or you think, well, I'm this. You know, the standard is God in our system, and the laws. Then you learn to not judge and not beat yourself up. So you don't put yourself here and you don't put yourself here. Because everybody has a road they're walking which is entirely unique. Earth. So we have this energy. It makes us a reasoner. It makes us also a worrier. Okay? If you're not careful, you will succumb to self-doubt. Some people have so much ability they doubt themselves. Right? You ever see people like on American Idol? And you can see they clearly don't have the skills to be on